Hit it, Phil.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Can it be the breeze that fills the trees with rare and magic perfume? Oh, no, it isn't the breeze, it's Jackson time. La-da-da-da.
Stay tuned.
Right after this episode.
For our discussion.
And now, live in full color, from Television City in Hollywood, Chrysler Corporation presents Jack Benny. Co-starring Nanette Fabray, Johnny Ray, making a special guest appearance, Rory Calhoun, starring in Power of Stars. The brightest stars of Hollywood, brought to you by Chrysler Corporation, maker of the 5 great cars of the forward look. Plymouth, Dodge, DeSoto, Chrysler, and the exclusive Imperial. Chrysler Corporation, the forward look. And now, here is your host, Bill Lundigan.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Shower of Stars. Tonight, Chrysler Corporation is proud to present the 6 greatest names in the automotive industry: Plymouth, Dodge, DeSoto, Chrysler, the exclusive Imperial, and the expensive Jack Benny.
Thanks, Bill. Thank you.
How did you
Thank
like
you very much.
How did you like my introduction, Jack?
Well, Bill, I thought you were trying to be nice. I mean, comparing me with the new Chrysler Corporation cars, but I don't know, I didn't think it was quite appropriate.
You mean because you have more mileage on you?
No, I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking of that, and I'm sorry you were. What I meant was that if you're going to compare me with something, I should imagine it'd be better to compare me with, say, other comedians who happen to be in my class.
Well, Jack, that might be a little bit difficult. After all, who is there in your class?
Oh, now, wait a minute, Bill. I mean, that's so silly. I mean, why, there's, No, he wouldn't be in my class. But there's... No, he's not in my class either. Gracie is funny, though. Well, I don't know. You might be right. I mean, I don't know of anybody. Do you?
Well, yes, come to think about it, there's Jerry Lewis, Red Skelton, George Goebel, Jackie Gleason.
Oh, are they in my class?
Mm-hmm. Sid Caesar, Bill Silvers, Danny Thomas.
All right, you can go now.
Eddie Cantor,
Yeah.
Jimmy Durante,
So long.
Danny Cantor,
Ladies and gentlemen.
George Burns.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Groucho Marx.
All right, you can go. You know, ladies... I wish he were on the Lucky Strike program so I could fire him. You know, ladies and gentlemen, 5 days from today will be the national election, and everybody is quite excited about it, and so am I, because this year I have rented out my house for a polling place. You see? And so for those of you who live in my district, I want you to know that I have 2 booths in my living room. You see, and it's very modern. When you step in to vote, for an extra quarter, you can have your picture taken. And then, as long as the curtains are closed, you see, for another dime, you can take a shower. And because of the national regulation, actually, the polls will have to close at 7, but the showers will remain open till 10. So please don't forget to vote and bring your own towel. Well, so much for politics. And now to get on with the show, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure now to present to you one of America's greatest singing entertainers, Mr. Johnny Ray. Now, Johnny. Rory Calhoun. Rory, listen, I introduced Johnny. I thought Johnny was supposed to come out here.
Oh, well, Jack, you see, you know, I come on so much later in the show, and when I come on at that time, I sing a duet with Mary Costigan.
Yes, I know that.
Well, being as I do come on so much later, I thought it might be good for the show if I came out now and told a couple of jokes, you know.
Well, Rory, I don't know whether that would be practical. You see, you're a dramatic actor. I mean, you're not a comedian, you see.
Well, that doesn't make any difference, Jack. A joke's a joke. You know, when I was on location a few weeks ago, I told a joke that got a real scream. I was making a Western.
Oh. Well, Rory, you see, I've heard Western actors tell stories before, you see, and experience has taught me that what passes as a big joke in the old corral somehow straightens out and dies as you bring it in the house.
Well, Jack, I think in this case you're wrong. You see, this is a kind of joke that almost anybody could tell.
Almost anybody?
Yes.
Well, all right, you can tell the joke.
Thank you. Well, you see, this certain circus was in Cleveland, Ohio, and they were closing that night, and the giant in the circus was saying goodbye to a friend of his. And the friend said, well, where are you going next? And the giant said, I'm going to Cincinnati. And the friend said, well, gee, that's wonderful. He says, I have a brother in Cincinnati, and I'll call him and have him invite you over to dinner. So, a few days later, the giant was in Cincinnati, and he called the friend's brother, and sure enough, the friend invited him over to dinner. Well, about 7 o'clock that night, there was a knock on the door, and the dinner was all ready, and this friend's brother opened the door, and there standing in front of him was a little fella about 4 foot high. So the fella said, well, who are you? And the little guy says, I'm the giant in the show, in the circus. And he says, giant? Why, you're only 4 foot high. And the giant says, well, gee, can a guy take a day off?
Is that the joke that almost anybody can tell?
Well, almost anybody in your class, like Herb Schreiner, Lou Costello, Steve Allen.
All right, I've heard about that already. You know, show business is so amazing. I mean, everybody wants to be something else, you know, like dramatic actors want to be comedians, tell jokes, you know. Comedians want to play Hamlet. Now, I've always been different about it. All I've ever wanted to be was a violinist in a class by myself. That I made. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as I announced before, we have this great singing entertainer, Mr. Johnny Ray.
The rain keeps falling since you went away. The sun ain't shining, every cloud is gray. And so I walk and I whistle and I walk, just walking in the rain. Thinking how we met, torture in my heart, by trying to forget, just walking in the rain. So alone and blue, all because my heart still remembers you. people come to their window, walking. They always stare at me, and they're shaking their head in sorrow, saying, who can that fool be? Just walking in the rain, thinking how we met, knowing things could change. Somehow I can't forget.
George, you've got it. Isn't this a lovely day to be caught in the rain?
I think I've got it. You were going on your way, now you gotta remain.
Just walking in the rain, thinking how we met, knowing things could change. Somehow I can't forget.
I see a new song up in the blue sky, and my whole horizon has reached a new high.
Thinking how we met, knowing things could change. Somehow I can't forget, so I keep walking and whistling, remembering you and walking in the rain. This afternoon, when the stagehands, the cameramen saw the new cars from Chrysler Corporation, the reaction was terrific. These cars are new.
For weeks, all we've been able to do is to tell you about the newest new cars in 20 years. And now, for the first time on television, here's proof of Chrysler Corporation's styling leadership.
The newest new cars in 20 years.
In styling, they're completely new.
The 1957 Plymouth with the new shape of motion.
The 1956 Plymouth, not just a revised silhouette, but a completely new shape in car.
New, lower than ever.
This year, the Plymouth is as much as 5 inches lower. In fact, in the low price field, it's the lowest believe.
New, more room, more comfort. And here is the new Plymouth convertible. The 1957 Dodge.
The 1957 Dodge with the new shape of motion.
New, much greater visibility. The forward-look windshields are bigger than ever. And see how that slender roofline flows into those new swept-wing fins. The 1957 Dodge is all new.
The 1957 DeSoto with the new shape of motion.
Featuring Fire Sweep, a new low-priced DeSoto series. Unlike some others, every 1957 Chrysler Corporation car has changed the front end, but completely. Ahead of its field, modern.
The 1957 Chrysler.
1957 Chrysler with the new shape of motion.
Chrysler Corporation, leader in automotive styling. Smaller wheels, bigger tires, lower and roomier bodies, more glass area, wider seats, higher fins, completely new. Now, Imperial, proudest expression of the forward look.
The new shape of motion, the exclusive Imperial.
See them? They're at your dealers right now.
The newest new cars in 20 years. And now back to Shower of Stars.
I just can't figure out what's wrong with this thing. Try the phone again, will you, Ed?
Sure.
Oh, there.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
This line's all fouled up.
CBS Television City.
Hello, hello.
I'm sorry.
Boy, these wires are really crossed.
This is...
Well, the trouble must be up in the main board, Ed. We'd better go on up there, because we'll be on this all day long. Say, whose dressing room is this, anyway?
Jack Benning's.
Jack Benny, no kidding. You know, if you ask me, there's a great comedian. Why, I can't think of anybody in his class.
Are you kidding? There's Pinky Lee, Sammy Levinson, Wally Cox.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Then there's Red Buttons, Gary Moore, Robert Q. Lewis, Georgie Jessel.
Georgie Jessel? He's a singer. I hope my telephone is fixed. I want to call Rochester, see how I like the show so far.
I mean it sincerely. Alice, you are the most
Hello?
wonderful, beautiful
Hello?
girl in the whole world.
Oh, Mr. Van.
Hey, this
And I
must be
want you to
interesting.
keep the necklace on the convertible.
But I just couldn't keep the necklace in the convertible.
Why not? What's wrong with giving you a lot of gifts?
Right, that's all. I mean, what would people
Come in.
think?
I don't care how you
Jack?
think.
Oh,
I'm
no, it's all right,
No, but I
Bill.
really
The lines
wanted-
are crossed.
I
It's
do
all right.
want it.
My lines are crossed. What is it?
Well, I wanted to ask you something.
What?
Why aren't you going to do this sketch with Nanette Fabray?
Well, the reason I'm not going to do the sketch with the Nanette Fabray is because the show is too long. And that's
Oh.
the only thing I could cut. I've said it before, and that's all I can cut. Now,
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'll see you later.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this time we had intended to present a playlet featuring Jack Benny and his very lovely and talented guest, Miss Nanette Fabray. However, as Jack said, the show was too long, so we had to cut the sketch out. Personally, I have my own ideas as to why the sketch was cut. It happened yesterday at Jack's house.
Gee, I wonder if it's right for me to do this love scene with Nanette Fabray. Gosh, there might be too big a difference in our ages. She might... Nah, she's young enough. And I'm sure she won't object doing it with me. I don't know why she should. After all, I look pretty good for my age. After all, I'm the only one who really knows how old I am. And I'm not going to blab. No, All right, so I got a wrinkle or two. What does it mean? Oh. Hello, Bill.
Hi, morning, Jack.
Well, what's on your mind?
Well, is Joey Lewis, Arthur Godfrey, Art Linkletter...
Now, cut that out! Anyway, this is yesterday.
All right. What are the voting booths doing here?
Oh, I'll explain that on the show tomorrow. You know. Now, what's on your mind? What's the trouble?
Well, I wanted to talk to you before Nanette Fabray gets here.
Oh?
As you know, she's an outstanding comedian, Jack. And unless you're awfully careful, I'm afraid that she's going to steal the entire scene.
Bill, don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. Nobody's stealing any scenes from me. You know, when it comes to tricks, you're looking at the old master.
All right, Jack, I know, but I also know
Look,
Nanette
Bill, will you
Fabray...
stop worrying about it? If I'm not concerned, you don't have to be.
Okay.
Oh, that might be her now. Oh, Miss Fabray, come in.
Well, I guess I'll be running along and let you two get on with
Wait a
the
minute.
script.
No, wait a minute, Bill. Stick around. You might learn something.
Oh.
Now, sit down. Sit right over there. Oh, Miss Fabray, will you sit right here, please?
Oh, fine, thank
Right,
you.
we'll discuss this play. Now, tell me, Miss Fabray, what do you think of the script?
Well, to tell you the truth, Mr. Benny, I think that I'm just a little scared.
Scared? Why?
Well, I'm kind of scared of you, Mr. Benny. You see, you're so talented and famous and wonderful, and, well, I think that I'm just sort of overwhelmed by it all.
Well, I can understand that. But why don't you relax and, you know, be at ease, Miss... You don't mind my calling you Nan,
Oh, please do.
Well, Nan, look, just pretend that I'm no different than any other great artist that you've ever worked with. And call me Jack. Huh? Huh?
I think so. Jack.
You'll get along fine, really. I'll just get the script and we'll start on the play.
You know, I've never worked with Mr. Benny before.
Oh, he's the old master.
Now, in this play, now remember, we're married. You see, I'm Philip and you're Penelope. You see, and this is our house. This is our living room. You see, and I'm an author and I've just finished the first chapter of my new novel. I'm all excited and I come in and tell you about it. You see, so you be, tidying up the house or anything, just working around any place right here, and then I'll make my entrance. Huh?
Fine.
Don't worry about it. You ready?
Yes.
Oh, darling, I've just finished the first chapter of my new novel, Tropical Love. Isn't it wonderful?
Yes.
Now, look, Nanette, you see, you're not supposed to say anything there. You see, just stick to the script. All you have to do is nod your head. That's all. Because, you see, it's a suggestion of fulfillment, you know, a gesture of fulfillment and happiness, and you're proud to be a part of it all. So you don't have to say anything, you know. Just nod your... You got it? Mm-hmm. Don't worry. Bye. Oh, darling, I've just finished the first chapter of my new novel, Tropical Love. Isn't it wonderful? See how much better that is? And darling, Penelope, you know, I've written the most beautiful chapter I believe I've ever written before. I want you to hear it. The silvery moonbeams in the sultry August night shone like shafts against the vivid hues of the Tahitian sky as the dancing shadows, accompanied by the beating of the native tom-toms, did a rumba around the lazy blue lagoon. That's it, honey. Doesn't it give you a thrill?
Yes, dear.
Look, here, the script just calls for yes. You see, you don't say dear at all. You see, we've already established the fact that you're very much in love with me. So adjectives are unnecessary. You understand that now?
Yes.
Ah, you'll get it. She'll get it. She'll get it, though. She's fine. Now we'll go on with the play. Oh, Penelope, darling, I'm so tired. I guess it's because of that all-night session I had last night with my literary agent. He just wouldn't let me go. Oh, now here, in this next scene...
Jack,
What?
as long as you've stopped the rehearsal a minute, would you mind if I asked you something?
No, go right
Well,
ahead.
you know this telephone scene that's coming up next?
Yeah.
Well, Jack, That's just not me. I don't talk that way, and I was wondering if you'd mind if I...
Of course. I mean, if you're nervous about it, if it doesn't fit you, put it in your own vocabulary.
Oh, in other words, you don't mind if I change a few words?
Why, certainly not. I mean, anything just so you feel at home. You know?
Thank you.
Now we'll start the scene. She's a great trooper, isn't she? Now let's see. In this next scene, oh yes, the phone rings. Now let's make off the phone is right over there. You see? Right in that area there. Ling-a-ling-a-ling, ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ling.
Hello? Oh, Gloria, darling, how are you? Brace myself for what? My husband out with another woman? I don't believe it. If my husband was out with another woman, you can be sure that it was his mother. What?
According to the script, that was supposed to be a wrong number.
Gloria, his mother is very young-looking. She happens to be a stunning blonde. What? Well, they were parked up there because she happens to live on Mulholland Drive. And Gloria, I wish next time you get your facts straight before you jump to conclusions and accuse my husband of philandering. Goodbye.
Look, Nanette.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. His mother isn't young-looking. She looks old for her age, and she's 83. And not only that, she's not a stunning blonde. She's as bold as an eagle. And last night, my husband was out with his literary agent. Oh, just wait till I tell that husband of mine. Come on, Jack, that's your cue. Now get on your toes, Jack, on your toes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I missed my place. Excuse me.
Oh, that's all right, Jack. I'm learning something.
Oh, Penelope, dear, I'm back with the last chapter.
Never mind the last chapter. What were you doing last night up on Mulholland Drive?
How do I know? Last night, Mulholland Drive wasn't even in the script.
Now, don't try to be smart. Your literary agent is a blonde.
Penelope, please.
Penelope, please. Penelope, please. Don't you, Penelope, please me, Philip Pendleton. Oh, no. I'm not going to try to say that again. 12 years. 12 long, glorious years of marriage. 12 years out the window.
I've done more talking in a public library.
Oh, my dreams of happiness. My dreams of happiness were like castles in the air. Castles that vanish like a puff of smoke. Like that.
It's light-up time.
When I think of all the years that I worked enslaved like a poor little drudge in your house. I washed your clothes, I ironed your shirts, I scrubbed your floors. Poor little drudge, I was scrubbing your floors. I sewed your clothes, I mended your socks, sewing patches in your clothes so you wouldn't be ashamed to be seen with those high society friends of yours. And I did it all for what? So that you could take some blonde up on Mulholland Drive and have the nerve to come back here and tell me it was your mother. It's Penelope. I don't care.
You changed every word in this script. Who do you think you are, anyway? Nanette, I'm terribly sorry. Nanette, I didn't mean to make you cry, really. I'm sorry.
Take your hands off me, Philip Pendleton.
Oh, you're still acting. I thought...
To think that I went out and got a job working 10 hours a day to try to help make ends meet. And I did it all for what? Why did I do it? Why? Tell me why.
Well...
No, I'll tell you. Because fool that I was a fool. But now, fool that I am, I know full well what a fool I was. Stay there, Jack. Stay there. I'll answer the phone.
Eddie Foy Jr., Rudy
Oh,
Valley.
shut up.
No? What? All right, I'll tell him. Jack, that was Mr. Jones of the Chrysler Corporation. He wanted to be sure tomorrow that on the Shower of Stars, that you and Bill Lundigan were emphasizing the fact that the Chrysler's coming out with the newest new cars in 20 years. Also, he wanted you to particularly emphasize the Torsion-Aire ride, the new shape of motion styling of Flight Suite 57, and the total contact brakes. Also, you have to be sure to say that the new Plymouth is lower and longer with a more powerful, more economical V8 engine.
He said all that?
Oh, there is more months later. And to think that I gave up my career in the theater to marry you. Why, I might have been a great opera star. Maybe not a great opera star, but I certainly could have been just a darling musical comedy star.
Wait a minute, Nanette.
I could have a dance all night. I could have danced
Nanette,
all
wait a
night.
minute. Wait a minute, Nanette. Wait a minute, Nanette. Wait, Nanette.
Danced all night. I thought that you were my Romeo. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? I know full well wherefore thou wert. Thou wert up on Mulholland Drive with thy blind literary agents.
Now, wait a minute.
I should have made myself into the darkness of despair. Oh, I must have been a blind fool not to see what was going on behind my back.
Wait a minute!
Wait a minute! I'll not wait one more minute in this house, Philip Pendleton. You might as well know right now, Philip, that it was never you that I loved. It was always George.
Who's George?
It was always George and me. Or is it George and I? It doesn't make any difference as long as it was the two of us. Oh, George, George, darling George, I love you madly.
He's not even in it. He's got a better part than I have.
I'm going to leave your life forever. No, don't say a word. Don't say a word, Philip. Don't even try to beg me to stay. Don't beg me to stay. I'm going to leave you, Philip. Goodbye, my darling. Think kindly of me, Philip. Goodbye. I'm going up to George. It's George that I love.
I learned quite a bit.
Gee, I've got another wrinkle. Just standing there, and I'm wringing wet. Maybe I'll go upstairs and take a shower. I can take one here. I've got a dime. I beg your pardon. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why I refuse to do that scene with Nanette Fabray. Oh, she's a lovely girl, and we get along just fine. And now we have quite a novelty number. Miss Mary Costa, the beautiful girl who represents the Chrysler Corporation cars, and Rory Calhoun, who tells a joke that almost anybody can tell. A very duet they're going to do together. Come out here, will you, kids? Did you have any trouble rehearsing this duet?
Oh, no, Jack. You see, Rory and I have worked together before.
Yeah, Jack. Mary and I just finished a picture together for Pine and Thomas called The Big Caper, and we did a duet in that, too.
Oh, and that's the number you're going to do here? Huh?
Well, no, Jack. The song we're going to do here is altogether different.
Well, I can't understand, then, why you mentioned the picture.
Well, Pine and Thomas will understand.
Oh, yes. Yes, I imagine they will. Well, go ahead. I got to go back and see if my phone is fixed. Yeah, I hope Alice got her convertible.
We belong to a mutual admiration society, my baby and me. We belong to a mutual admiration society.
I think he's handsome and he's smart.
I think that she's a work of art.
I say that he's the greatest man.
And likewise, I'm her biggest fan. I think her kisses are like wine.
His kiss is just as good as mine, and that's the way
we pass the time of day. My baby and me, oh, we belong to a mutual admiration society.
I say, yo, you're the sweetest one.
I say, no, you're the sweetest one.
She thinks that I'm a natural wit.
He says it's just the opposite.
The only fighting that we do is just who loves you more than you.
And we go on
like that from night till dawn.
My baby and me,
oh, we belong to a mutual admiration society.
Now, I do not exaggerate. I think she's nothing short of great.
I say that kind of flattery will get you any place with me.
The way we carry on, it tends to just embarrass all our friends, and that is how we'll still be years from now. My baby and me, oh, we belong to a mutual admiration society. My baby and me, we belong to a mutual admiration society. My baby and me.
New York have been telling me that you just don't talk like that, but I like to hear it, so tell me again.
Oh, but it sounds so cold over the telephone.
No, it doesn't. Oh, sweetie, just a minute. The doorbell. Just a minute. I'll be right back.
How did she know? Oh, it's this door. Oh, come in. Come in.
Hi, Jack. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were on the telephone.
No, I actually am not, Johnny. I mean, but, you know, I've got crossed wires, and I'm having a ball listening, you know.
Jack Benny, I'm surprised at you. A man your age listening to somebody else's private conversation.
Well, at my age, listening isn't bad, you know.
Jack, the reason I came over to talk...
Wait a minute, I lost them. I lost them both.
CBS Television City. Mr. Arthur White calling Mr. Stevens.
Mr. Stevens?
Mr. Stevens?
Yeah, he's the head of CBS.
CBS?
Yeah, we'll find out what's going on.
Oh, we'll get some real lowdown.
Go ahead, please.
Hello, Warren.
Hello, Arthur. Look, about that matter we discussed yesterday. We're going to have to do something about getting rid of him.
Some poor slob is in trouble.
Yeah, there's no use waiting any longer. His work on the Lucky Strike show is so bad, it'd be useless to keep him on.
The poor slob must be on the Lucky Strike show.
Maybe it's Don Wilson.
And his work was just as bad on Shower of Stars. Now, hold the wire a minute. I'll get out his file.
Gee, it can't be Don Wilson. He's not on the Shower of Stars. Gee, I wonder... It must be some poor slob on both shows.
Excuse me, Jack.
I wonder what it could be.
Just thought of a couple things I have to do. If you excuse me, I'll go now.
I wonder... Yike! I'm the slob they're talking about.
Oh, yes, here it is. We've been getting complaints on him for the past 2 years.
Yes, it's going to be quite a shock to him, though. He's been with us a long time.
Well, doesn't that mean something? I mean, the years of service I've given the company, why can't they hear me?
Well, Arthur, he's had it coming. There's no room for sentiment in this business.
But there is room for sentiment.
His work has fallen off so badly it isn't funny anymore.
But look, Mr. Stevens, why can't he hear me? I am funny. I mean, people laugh at me. They scream.
No, we'll just have to look for a younger man.
Younger? I'm 39. You what do they want, babies?
All right, Arthur, we'll let him go. I'll send him his notice in the morning. Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pardon me, sir. We've got our tool.
You know, Mac, I just thought of 3 more.
No kidding. Who?
Well, Ed Sullivan, Bob Cummings, Ed Wynn.
Now get out of here!
From Chrysler Corporation, the greatest engineering advance of the year, new Torsion-Aire ride.
And what a ride it gives you.
A ride like this has just never been possible before.
Other cars still go around corners like this, leaning and tilting. Yet, with new Torsion-Aire rides, you can take even the flattest corners flat. There's practically no lean, no tilt.
Gee, you don't have to worry about bumps. The girl can put on her lipstick and be sure she gets it on her lips.
The bumpiest road becomes smooth, like a highway. What's more, when you come to a stop, with new Torsion-Aire ride, the uncomfortable dip and dive have been eliminated. New Torsion-Aire ride.
Well, looks to me as though if I don't start saying 1957 Chrysler Corporation car instead of 1956, Benny and I are both going to be out of a job. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1957 Chrysler Corporation cars have more engineering advances than any other line of new cars. And they're definitely the leaders in automotive styling. So, before you buy any new car, see your dealer and drive one of the newest new cars in 20 years from the forward look of Chrysler Corporation. And now, back to Shower of Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, here are Miss Nanette Fabray and Mr. Johnny Ray singing, I Flip!
When we're in a special situation, we try to be adult, aloof, and smart. But something starts to give and hits us where we live, and all of a sudden we're suddenly falling apart. We flip, like sponsors when their ratings start to slip. We flip. Do you get excited at a wrestling match?
Naturally. And does a wrong decision make you sore?
Why, sure. And do you act like someone from a booby hatch?
Certainly. I get a funny feeling.
Your senses started reeling, and all at once you're doing things you've never done before. We flip. Like Benny when they stick him with the tip. We flip.
Do you cause a riot when a circus comes along?
And do you lose your marbles when they play your favorite song?
And when you're near a pool, you simply have to take a dip.
We flip.
I have no desire to start declaring war. When an Elvis Presley record's played, and often when I'm passing by a record store, I hear this fellow singing, and I start highland flinging. I run into the store and buy each record he has made.
For the money, for the show, but we'll get ready now. Go, can't go, but don't. You know I can't be found. Sit home all alone. In the rain. Get it.
I flip.
Like when my old man had my sideburns clipped, he flipped.
Are you uncontrollable when something makes you mad?
And are you inconsolable when something makes you sad?
And do you laugh your head off when you read a comic strip?
We flip. When I'm at the ballet, I'm in paradise. Everything's so wonderful to see. And oh, the pas de quatre is really very nice. The chorus often playing, I see them tours you take. I'll go upon the stage and join the ballet company.
can't understand it. I just can't understand it.
Well, Jack, don't you feel any better?
How can I feel better? Imagine being fired after all these years. I mean, what's the matter with my agent? Why am I paying him 9%? Get me an aspirin, will you, please?
Well, Jack, you've already had 8 aspirin.
Well, get me another one. I don't care how much they cost.
You know, I can't believe it. I never thought I'd see the day that Jack Benny couldn't get a job.
Wait a minute, Rory. I've only been out of work 3 minutes.
Well, this is all so sudden. Didn't you have any inkling of it at all?
Well, if I had any inkling, wouldn't I have put away some money?
Jack, you're kidding. Everybody knows you're loaded.
Sure loaded. So I've got some stocks and bonds. Supposing the bottom drops out of the market. I mean, where am I then?
How about your real estate holdings?
All right, supposing there's a flood in Philadelphia and Beverly Hills and Texas and Boston. I say, and it's all ruined.
Yeah, but Jack, but what about all that cash you have?
I need that for emergencies.
You know, it's not easy to feel sorry for this guy.
What?
Well,
Hello, everybody.
Hey, it's the boss.
Hello, Mary. Hi, Bill. Hello, Rory. Jack, I just wanted to stop by and tell you how much I've enjoyed your shows lately.
Fat lot of good that's going to do me. It's like cutting a man's throat and then telling him he looks good in red.
I think perhaps that Jack and Mr. Stevens might like to be alone. We'll see you later. Bye, Jack. Stevens.
Jack, what did you mean?
Look, Mr. Stevens, you didn't have to come over here now, you know, just to gloat.
Gloat?
Yeah. It's a fine thing. After all the years that I've given to your company, have you no heart? I mean, I'll admit that I lie a little about my age. Maybe I'm not as funny as I used to be. My work has fallen. Is that a reason to fire me? For heaven's sakes.
What are you talking about?
Look, don't play cat and mouse with me, Mr. Stevens. Look, I have crossed wires. I heard you and Mr. White talking over the phone where you were going to fire me.
Fire you? Why, you're the last person in this company who'd ever be fired. You'll never get away from us.
I won't?
Of course not. When you heard us talking on the telephone, we were discussing Charlie Watson, the head janitor.
The janitor?
Yes. Yes, he's getting so old now he can't do his work anymore, so we're going to pension him off. We hate to do it, though.
Why should you hate to do it? I mean, if the man is too old and can't do his job, that isn't your fault. You're running a business. I mean, there's no sentiment in business. If a man can't do his job, fire him. Fire him, I say. You're running a business. Let him go. Fire him.
The newest new cars in 20 years from Chrysler Corporation.
The way people have reacted to that new styling. More than a new silhouette, it's
a new shape of motion.
New shape of motion in all 5 cars of the forward look. Completely new. The 1957 Plymouth. Compare the fins. Those fins. They're the keynote of our styling leadership. Styling that others are trying to follow. Compare the new Lotus.
Remember, the entire body is new, as much as 5 inches lower. Twin light styling, really new front grills.
The 1957 Dodge.
1957 Dodge.
The new Dodge. That's right. Everybody does a double take when they see this new shape of motion.
Completely new styling. 93 models, 417 color combinations to choose from.
The 1957 DeSoto.
Again, styling leadership, plus completely new performance.
New Torsion-Aire Ride is a completely new idea in suspension systems.
1957 Chrysler.
with a completely new transmission, the new push-button Torque Flight transmission.
Smoother, swifter acceleration for greater control in every driving range. New power, too. New V8s with greater all-around performance. And here's the proudest expression of the forward look.
The 1957 Imperial.
And this year, introducing an Imperial convertible. Imperial is the finest automobile. No matter what price range or model you're interested in, find the styling leader, the best value, among the 93 models of the Forward Look. The newest new cars in 20 years, the 1957
Plymouth, Dodge, DeSoto, Chrysler, and the exclusive Imperial.
They're at your dealers now.
Thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed the show. And next month, the Shower of Stars will have their annual Christmas show. And then I'll be back on January 10th for the Chrysler Corporation.
Say, Jack, I just happened to think of three more. Bert Lahr, Donald O'Connor, Mickey Rooney.
I don't care what you say. You can't make me mad now. I'm in too good a mood, you know.
All right, but now that you've seen all of the new Chrysler Corporation cars, what do you think?
Bill, I think they're just wonderful. I don't know of any other car in its class. Let's see you do something with that, wise guy.
Thank you, Jack. Ladies and gentlemen, next week, Climax takes you to Tangier in North Africa. And as a stranded American girl, you'll see Terry Moore. Kirk, played by Lee Marvin, offers her the temptation of adventure and glamour. Ben, played by Steve Forrest, brings a promise of love and a way back home. As Danielson Cedric Hardwick presses for her decision before he lights the fuse that will touch off disaster. Richard Allen as Joe involves her in schemes and plots over a fortune that lies within her grasp. And Ema Sumac seeks to charm her men away with haunting love songs of Ixtabar. Next week, L.C. Ward's drama of people in a moment of world crisis, Flight to Tomorrow. Now it's Bill Lundigan saying thank you and please drive carefully.
Shower of Stars has been brought to you by Chrysler Corporation, the Forward Look. Portions of the preceding program were pre-recorded, Art Gilmore speaking. Shower of Stars has been selected for viewing by our armed forces overseas and is a CBS television network production.
Stay tuned for Frank Lovejoy and Barbara Hale on Playhouse 90 in 5 minutes on the CBS television network.
Well, hello again. This is Buck Benny speaking. We are joined by Kathy Fuller-Seeley. Hey, Kathy.
Go Texas. So.
And we have Terry back. Hey, Terry.
Hello.
Hello. It's 2024. It's, what is it now? It's the 19th of October. And we're coming close to our presidential election, which I think no matter who you're rooting for on that, I think everybody's hoping for it to just get over with and move on because we've seen enough commercials and things on this thing. But speaking of elections, we're bringing you today an episode of Shower of Stars where Jack was on. I think he was on 12 episodes of this show at one time or another. We don't have all 12 in circulation, but this one's out there. So this is from 1956, and it's from November 1st, 1956. So Jack will talk about their election coming up, which is kind of cool and timely for us. And these are just fun. They're hour long, right? Isn't that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're hour long. So they sometimes feel like an extended Jack Benny show. This one doesn't as much. This is more it's very musical and things, and a lot going on here, and some great commercials too. So let's just get into talking about it. Kathy, what struck you? Well, I know one thing that struck you, and we'll mention this because right at the beginning you hear that it's in living color or whatever, or color or whatever they say. So, but of course,
NBC
our
was living
copy's
color.
not. Yeah, yeah,
CBS is just color. So
yeah. Well, and my question is, so if they're doing it in color, did they? I would assume you'd film it or something so that, and is this just a kinescope that we have of it, or did they never?
Yes, it was both live and in color.
Oh, okay, that's right.
From what I understand, what was happening in the television industry right then was there was a big competition going on for who was going to make the color apparatus for televisions. And Columbia, CBS, had CBS's version of color, which would have taken a separate TV set. And NBC's version of color, going with RCA, could still be projected on black and white TVs. So, so both networks, from what I understand, were putting out color shows, even though I did some research and found that only 150,000 color sets existed at the same time. So everybody's getting this promise of color and nobody's getting to see it. So yeah. I would think I'd be frustrated.
Well, I know that I want to say Superman started in 51 or 52 or something like that. And the first 2 seasons were in black and white, but all the seasons after that were in color, were at least filmed in color. So today you watch them and they are in color, and that's great. I've never really gotten a good answer for, were they done in color to like future-proof them, and so that they thought, hey, Superman in color, that makes a lot of sense. And were they just broadcast in black and white, or were they broadcast in color because it would have been like 53, 54, 55, 56, somewhere
way ahead, because our friends at Wikipedia tell me that color didn't really catch on. Sales sets the price had to come down. They were absurdly expensive until like nearly the mid 60s. And they said Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Disney did a lot to finally convince people that they needed to go buy a color set. So this is all promotion and putting out things in color. But indeed, the kinescopes would be black and white. And just
well, that's right. Disney was color from the pretty much very get-go, because the one of the first things they aired was the Davy Crockett, and that was a huge hit and everything. But that one definitely was filmed in color, though again probably broadcast in black and white at the time. But again, they were thinking about the future and stuff, and because then
you have to remember that there were billions of dollars at stake here, because as Kathy mentioned, there's this competition between Columbia and NBC, and NBC, of course, was owned by RCA, which made television sets. And so they had a lot riding on this decision of which system to use, which is why they promoted theirs as compatible color, which meant that if you had a black and white TV, you could still see the shows. You wouldn't have to buy a new color television yet. And CBS couldn't make that claim, and NBC won the war, the standards war.
Yep. And CBS was kind of beta then. So yeah. So I totally get it. Well, Kathy, what else stood out to you on this?
Well, it said I'd not gotten to see the show before, so I was really struck by Nanette Fabray's performance. What a powerhouse of comedy, of singing, of movement. She just had so much energy and so much fun, and I'm sorry that things didn't work out for her to become Carol Burnett or Mary Tyler Moore or one of these other first-rank stars that we know about. From what I understand, she had been quite the hit with Sid Caesar in Your Show of Shows and the Caesar Show, but they had a falling out. And her performance, says the trade papers, was so good, was so outstanding in this show that ad agencies and sponsors were trying to put together a sitcom for her. But I believe she had some health issues then that sort of kept her from being able to take on that most prominent role. But they said I thought she was a delightful foil to Jack Benny, because his female performers are not always as jump full of energy. And so I thought that was delightful to have this all played out live, in front of the audience. Extra energy, and we were talking earlier that you were impressed with how Jack was handling
Yes.
his reactions, both sort of being surprised and willing to have her take it over.
These shows kind of have Jack a little bit not out of his element, I wouldn't say. I'm trying to think of what the wording is, but it's not as stereotypical Jack as you used to on his show. So, but what I'm always impressed with on all of these, and I can see why they have him on so often on these type of shows, is he's so smooth and he's so on that other people, like when they first show them, or even the clip at the beginning where they're just showing their face or whatever, some people are like they're not quite ready to be on, or they're surprised, oh, the camera's on me now. Whereas Jack just looks like, hey, I'm here, and I'm totally comfortable with this.
Yeah.
And he always seems comfortable throughout these presentations where other people aren't, but it makes total sense. He's been doing it since vaudeville. So
well, that is such a great point, and yet he'd been doing his own show. He'd been the boss, so it's quite a generosity of his spirit. And as you say, his flexibility, that he wouldn't be insisting on, I must dominate this show, or I must play the Jack Benny character. The writers for these programs, Hugh Wedlock and somebody Snyder, gosh, had been with him since 1929. Other veteran. So I think you make a really excellent point about his long background in vaudeville when he worked as an MC, pulling the shows together, and being sort of being able to present himself as something slightly different from his own show. Why go out of your way to watch Jack Benny on this? I think it's a very good point.
Well, it's sort of he feels like he's exercising a muscle that it's like riding a bike. He gets back on it and he does a great job, because what kind of this reminds me, sections of this remind me of, is like the very first Jack Benny episodes where he is introducing acts and things, and it totally feels like that, and he just seems so comfortable with the handoff. A lot of the times, it's like if you're running a relay, and Jack would be the person that's always there, right where he's supposed to be with the handoff. Now, does the other person sometimes muff the handoff and drop the baton? Well, yeah, sometimes, but Jack is totally steady. He never, you never feel awkward unless you're supposed to, right? I mean, he definitely, he brings the awkwardness when he's supposed to bring the awkwardness, but and he that's one of the things people love about him, is that he can act awkward or off, or like something's not going the way it's supposed to go, even though it's written to go poorly, but he can bring that off. And did you want us to double back to you too, Kathy, to read a little bit of the review?
No, I want to hear what Terry has.
No, but I'm saying it after Terry's done. Then is it some of the review we should read, or is it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, beautiful. So let's go on to our good friend Terry. So Terry, what do you got on this one?
Well, we're talking about the stars. In addition to Nanette Fabray, one of the other stars in this shower of stars was Johnny Ray, who was about as hot as a singer could be in that period. And one of the things that the two of them had in common was hearing impairment. Nanette Fabray had a hearing loss, and she was a huge champion, among other things, of American Sign Language. And Kathy, you mentioned that her career was forestalled. One of the factors in that was that she wanted to use sign language on the air. And I think it was CBS that did not want her to do that. And she was on some live show and she did it anyway. So I think that might have been a factor in her career being limited. Johnny Ray, you might see, if you pay close attention, was wearing some kind of a hearing device in one of his ears. I only saw it in one of the ears, and his singing style, I think, was influenced by his hearing loss, because he had a very loud style of singing, which was mocked by Stan Freberg. Johnny Ray had a big hit. There was a song called "Cry," and Freberg's version was "Try," but it was that same kind of wailing, loud style of singing that Johnny Ray had, and I think that was the result of his hearing loss, which originally was only in one ear, and then he had some surgery years later, and he almost lost, or maybe actually did lose for a while, hearing in both of his ears. He had kind of a tragic life. He I think, had a problem with alcohol. His sexual orientation caused problems for him, and just overall, he should have been a bigger star, as big as he was. He just couldn't get past a certain point and ended up with a rather tragic end to his career.
Well, also, I feel like with his style, he might have been better off had he peaked or came out a few years earlier, before rock and roll was really the thing, or even a few years later when Elvis was in the army, and there was a lot of things that affected rock and roll that kind of deadened rock and roll there.
The Frankie Avalon period,
yeah. That's what I'm thinking, and maybe that could have been a good period for him. Where he was right in the heat of rock and roll going on for the first time, really rolling out, but he kind of, I think, got swept up in that a little bit, but he was different. But he maybe probably had the same sort of teenage audience and stuff that the rock and rollers had.
Well,
but he just was
and
different.
that's even referenced in this episode, where he's gonna having a war with Elvis, part of that "I Flip" song with Nanette. That's
Well, some people credit him with being a factor in the success of rock and roll. I would never think of him as being a rock and roll singer.
But he
a lot of
could
people
be
point
a
to him.
factor in loosening up the audience to a different sound. And his sound, though, with different rock and roll, was a breakthrough, different sort of sound than they're used to. And then they could go, oh, okay, well, Elvis has his own sound too. And then I can see that.
And then the third singer on this show, who I never thought of as a singer, was Rory Calhoun.
Yes.
Go figure. But I mean,
now Rory Calhoun,
decent singing voice.
Am I right that he had a duet with who was it? He had a duet with? Do we remember? Or?
She was an operetta singer.
Is that the young woman who worked with Bob Crosby?
Yes.
Yes.
And we get to see Bob Crosby in here, which is really cool.
That
I love
was
seeing Bob.
A funny use of Bob Crosby.
It was a great use of Bob Crosby. And it reminded you of why he was so busy at this time, because he did have a daily show, only 15 minutes, but that was a thing at the time, where they would have the early, late afternoon, early evening shows that might be a 15-minute show instead of and be a daily. Just like in radio had that same sort of thing for a while, where there was daily 15-minute shows. But what I noticed with that, I thought it was so funny, because he's like pretty smooth. Rory, I liked Rory's voice and the way he would sing, and it would be this kind of I don't know, like a Bing Crosby almost type, just kind of a lower sort of register, kind of a neat thing he would do. But then Duet would hand over to her, and she'd be like so much louder than he was, and so much more in your face. It was just like, so I'm doing this and I'm going there, and it'd be like, well, here I am now. Like, wow.
Well, when mostly
I didn't just happen once. I thought, okay, they're gonna adapt to each other, and they totally didn't. They totally were like, I'm doing it my way, and she's like, I'm doing it my way. I don't care. And so
there's the problem being live. So
mostly I know Rory Calhoun as a Western actor.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, gosh, he was very tall.
Very tall.
Yep. What westerns was he in? Do you know? Any?
Oh, all of them. I mean, everything from Gunsmoke to
So he was like your guest
Wagon
appearance.
Trail,
Yeah,
and
he's probably a guest appearance bad guy a lot of the times and things, I would
but
assume.
he was he had his own show. He was a regular on something I can't remember.
Okay.
But anyway, that's the connection I make with
Yeah.
westerns.
But he was a good singer. I mean, I like
He was quite an okay singer.
I just wish he was doing a solo act and not a duet with somebody the same. I mean, I didn't have a problem with her. I just didn't think they meshed worth it.
No, and that's if it had been a recorded show. They could have had a few more rehearsal. You know, I mean, they could have fixed that, but live, that's what you get. So.
Well, and the other thing that I enjoyed with Rory Calhoun was that when he first shows up, Jack Benny's introducing Johnny Ray, and Rory Calhoun walks out and he tells a joke. And of course, it is set up so that because he's not a comedian, that the joke won't be funny. I thought the joke was hilarious.
Yeah. I thought so too. I was surprised by that. I was like, okay.
I also enjoyed the joke running throughout the show about comedians who were in Jack's class. I thought that was sort of well done to keep repeating it and you know, I mean, adding to it and adding to it and adding.
Yeah, great running.
That was great too. Terry, you got anything else that you wanted to share about?
Well, just a couple of other historical references. The song that Johnny Ray performed, for which he was well known, it was a big hit, was called "Just Walking in the Rain."
Yeah.
And I read a little bit about that song. I thought he was the one who first recorded it. Yeah. Not so. So it was a big hit in 1956 when he recorded it.
Sure.
But it was first recorded and written in 1952, and from what I read, it was composed by a couple of guys who were in prison in the Tennessee State Prison, and it didn't get a lot of notice at that time. But there was some argument about who actually wrote it and who got the rights to it, and I don't know if those two guys ever made any money from creating it, but certainly Johnny Ray made a lot of money from that hit. The other reference, which you mentioned at the beginning, Daryl, was to the upcoming presidential election, which was 5 days after this show was aired. So, of course, there's a parallel to when we're recording this now. There's a presidential election coming up in a little more than 2 weeks. The other thing that I found funny in this episode was when they're talking about Jack Benny's talking with somebody else, and he makes a reference. So this is part of the show is supposed to be a flashback, right? Because Jack has voting booths in his home and showers so that people can take a shower when they vote. And then somebody makes some reference to something that happened before, and Jack says, "Well, that was yesterday." And it just kind of slips in there. Do you remember that?
Yeah, because the scene at Jack's house had taken place the day before. So
That's right.
Bill says, "Let's go back to yesterday." And
That's
so
right.
Jack is playing with our knowledge that it's live and now, but this is a skit
That's right.
representing yesterday, I think.
That's right. Yeah.
Which is fun. It was kind of Jack breaking the fourth wall a little bit.
Exactly.
Which is nice. So yeah. And then I was going to point out something else with this one, but I don't know. Kathy, you want to go with
just simply to say that I found so many things interesting. I really love the Jack and Nanette Fabray sketch. Reviewers of the day, not so much. They thought that the sketch with Nanette was overlong and boring, and that could represent a bit of prejudice against female comics, but or whatever. So they thought too much. They said that maybe this was the first one. So the first episode of Shower of Stars, and certainly it's got a very basic, slide opening. They sure didn't spend money on that graphic to open the show with, but
I can see it be the first episode of this season. They were making it sound like it was the very first one.
Maybe it is the first one of the season. but they're not making. But whatever, the critics were not impressed, and I'm glad. They hated the flipped song. They as I said, and they thought Nanette was on too long, but we know better.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I was going to say with Johnny Ray, his first big hit was Cry, right? I would think Cry is such a unique song that if you're his company working with him and stuff, you'd be like, okay, what other song can we get that, or we have to write another song for him in that vein or something. I don't even know if one exists or whatever. But finding the song from this episode, which was called, what was it called?
Just Walking in the Rain.
Yeah. I mean, it really came across as a total follow-up to Cry. I mean, where it was in that same vein, the way it was sung. And maybe he could pull that off with all his songs. I don't know. That's why I want to go to like Spotify or something and listen to a few of his songs to see if he had other
Well,
ones.
his other big hit was called Walking My Baby Back Home.
Okay.
So there's you've got the walking theme, and in this medley they had other rain-oriented songs.
Yeah.
You know, he was definitely a theme artist.
And a niche thing going on there. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, yeah, a very, like I say, an enjoyable episode. I had a good time with this one. I was telling the gang earlier that I really wanted, we skipped one and I really wanted to bring it to you, but I was like, I just can't. I just couldn't do it. It was like, it was such bad video quality. I think it's one of the few that I would say you almost might be ahead to just listen to the thing and not.
I was gonna say, could we just cut out the comedy part with Jack and and play it as a radio thing with a picture over top of it?
Yeah, maybe, or it might be fun to just play it and just maybe I'll talk about what a great picture quality we have, and then go and let everybody freak out. I don't know, but yeah, I just, and also it was from like 55 or something, and we're so far beyond that. These two were right around the area that we've been presenting anyway, so we'll see. This one, just because it's about the election, I'll probably try and present it before the election because I think that'd be fun. Anyway, Terry, anything else on this one? Or
actually, I wanted to ask Kathy a question. Did you find anything on ratings? Because I know that Shower of Stars, which was only on once a month, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Had huge ratings, but I don't know where they were compared to the competition, which wasn't, from the little bit I remember, wasn't very. There wasn't much competition. The other show.
I hadn't found, they were having trouble doing the ratings of these kind of one-off shows in the same way that they had trouble accounting for Jack Benny's ratings when he was only on every other week. So I'll do some research. I'll find out, because I'm glad if they were popular shows.
Well, I think they must have been somewhat, well, I shouldn't say that. For them to be on for a number of years like they were, you would think they'd have to have a pretty decent audience. On the other hand, all it takes is Chrysler saying, we'll find an audience. I mean, we'll just keep funding the show as long as the sponsor's willing to stick with it. I think this.
Well, it was broadcast on Thursday nights at 8:30. That's interesting. So 8:30. I don't know if that's probably Eastern time, but CBS is getting their money out of Jack. And then he's gonna get so angry in the early 60s when they start rerunning his own show in the mornings while he's now going to be broadcasting weekly at night. So how much is too much Jack? This is about a right amount of Jack, I would say. So.
Well, I think we all know there's never too much Jack. So anyway, I guess we'll let it go there. I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. So much fun to bring you something different than just a regular Jack Benny show. And I'm trying to, every once in a while, go, oh yeah, I better check to see if there's any Shower of the Stars we've missed or anything to go or from around our time frame. Because like we were talking, that it's kind of neat to see how Johnny Ray is first on the Jack Benny show and then he appears on this. And the same thing with Jane Mansfield is on one of these episodes, and then it ties in fairly similar time frame to when she's on Jack's show. So that's neat. And Bob Crosby is a good example because this is the same time frame. This is actually, let me think this through. This might be his last, or it's at least one of his last, if not his last appearance with Jack, because I think we're right at the timeline where he stops appearing with on Jack's show. I mean, the only anomaly we have is he appeared in like 60 or 61 or something, or 59, I can't remember.
You are
That
so
was,
right. You
that
are
was
so
with the
right.
episode that they filmed way earlier, Gaslight, but then they couldn't air it till later. So that's kind of an anomaly and kind of a cheat.
You were right. His last regular appearances on Benny's regular show were in January and February of ~56.
Yeah.
So the
That's
winter
what I thought.
of the year before, and then as you say, the Gaslight thing in '59. So
Yeah. So he hadn't appeared on Jack as a regular on Jack's show in a year or more. So that must have been fun for Jack. He and Jack to be able to do a little bit together there. And like I say, that bit is such a great bit. I mean, he just, every time you think he's going to steer away from plugging his own show, he goes back to plugging his show yet again. And you're like, okay, how many times can they go back to the well? Jack can go back to the well as many times as he wants. Most folks, it doesn't work as well, but for Bob Crosby, it worked really well. He must have studied up on Jack pretty well. He'd been able to do that same thing. So we'll see all of you folks next time. Thank you so much for joining us.